Alrighty. So this is going to be a reading for my Capricorns for September 14th through the 21st. Thank you so much for joining me back on my YouTube channel. This is going to be a general message. Quick disclaimer, so everything I say may or may not pertain to you specifically, and if you are wanting to get a personal reading with me specifically, check out my information listed below in the description box as well as the comment section. That's also where you guys can find the link to my pick a card channel as well as my Patreon and just all of that information you guys need to reach me personally, okay? So let's go ahead and get straight into your message for this week. Capricorns, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 14th through the 21st. What's the energy surrounding that? Capricorns. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this. So, first thing I am seeing, there's a need for you guys to see the yin and yang of every situation that comes up, okay? And when I say the yin and yang, this is like the positive and the negative and how they have to coexist together to be one, like if that makes sense. So there has to be the positive for the negative to exist, and there has to be negative for there to be the positive. So every situation is not all negative. All situations are not all positive. There's some aspect of it that is negative, and there's some aspect of it that is positive, even when you can't see it, okay? Also with this is also understanding the negative parts and the positive parts of yourself as a person. Because sometimes what we could do as people, we could neglect to see our own faults because we don't want to see them, we don't want to address them, and we can just kind of push it to the side and then kind of just let it be what it is, like it is what it is type of thing. But it isn't what it is with certain aspects that we can control. So there is a need for you to address, okay, what are the good things I like about myself, and what are the things I don't like about myself. And mm, it's a sticky thing to address, but it's good to check in with yourself so that other people don't check in with you about yourself, if that makes sense. It's kind of like knowing your own faults before somebody else can call you out and tell you, look, you do this, you do that, and it's kind of like, no, I don't, but then you actually do it. So it's being real with yourself about the yin and yang of everything. Another thing I am seeing as well, this is like in the fourth chakra is here. Hold on. No, this is the wrong one. Okay, so with the fourth chakra being here, I feel like for a lot of you, this is okay. This is the heart chakra. I knew it. Okay, so with the heart chakra showing up here, there's a need for you guys to also deal with your heart space, making sure that you guys are dealing with any sort of grief. This is like grief. This is like old situations that you're still holding on to in a heart space, like you're not letting go of it. This could be old relationships. This is also like you guys making sure that you're not blocked in that area. And the way you could tell you're blocked in your heart chakra space is when you can't find compassion for others, when you can't understand where people are coming from, when you can't open yourself up to love and accepting love from other people. And this is also, again, this is all about you guys holding on to old experiences that are making you kind of like shut off, like wanting to shut off who you are as a person to other people. And there's a need for you to address why you're doing that. And this may be a need for you to, again, take some time to do some like guided heart chakra meditations, or even like, again, addressing whatever issues you're still holding on to, okay? This could even be like relationships where people have been less than honest with you. This could even be relationships where you feel like you've been like just tricked out of what you deserve, if that makes sense. Just all of that. Another thing I am seeing as well, there's a need for you guys to really put your thoughts in a positive space. Because for some of you guys, like when you think, it's like when you think about certain things, that make you upset, it's like you get your own self worked up, if that makes sense. It's like you allowing people to take you out of who you are, as far as like being calm and being just at peace, and then just letting it fester into being whatever. This is also, again, thinking productive thoughts, not thoughts where it's like destructive, or it's like, just negative or downing yourself, if that makes sense. Also, I feel like for a lot of you this week, you may have this inclination to really, well, one sec. Okay, so you may have this inclination to really like walk away from things that don't satisfy you anymore. This is like realizing what is no longer fitting into who you are today and walking away from that. And I feel like for some of you guys, the important thing is actually taking the action. And also, if you are wanting certain things to be different in your situation, this is actually you taking the action to make it happen. All right? Now, let's move on. I want to pull an affirmation card from your spirit guides. What is the affirmation I can pass on to my Capricorns for September 14th through the 21st? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So it says, I am a masterpiece. I like this card because this purple is fire. Okay, so it says, everything about you has been carefully curated. As a masterpiece, you are a one-of-a-kind original piece of art. You provide the blueprint for accepting your uniqueness and putting it on display for the world to see. Basquiat's greatest works pale in comparison to you. So this is like looking in the mirror every morning. This is like waking up and affirming that, okay, look, I'm perfect the way I am. Even with my flaws, even with the things that I may not like about myself, this is looking in the mirror and being able to accept that. Okay, and this is also understanding that you are unique to who you are, and what you have to offer is you. You yourself is like the greatest gift you can offer anyone else. So understanding who you are as a person, and like I said, every morning, if you have to, stand in the mirror affirming that, look, I'm the shit, okay, all day, every day. And I feel as if that will help you go about the day in a more productive sense. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about your love life. What's going on with my Capricorn's love life for September 14th through the 21st? Okay. So we have pay attention to the red flags that flew out. We have retreat, and I also have unrequited love that fell. In the bottom of the deck, I have stay optimistic about your love life. So with these cards coming out, I'm getting a sense of some of my Capricorns out there dealing with partners who are being less than completely honest about certain things. Or for some of you, there's certain red flags or certain signs that are cautioning you when it comes to who you're dealing with. Okay, this person may not be somebody who you could take into the next life cycle with you, especially if you've been dealing with this person for some time and things have not gotten better. For others of you, this is like you needing to pay attention to like certain signs of cheating or certain signs of things that you can't put up with in the future. If you're somebody, you're an accomplished woman out there, and the man that you're dating, they may be immature, they may not be on the same wavelength as you may be needing to see that before you get yourself in a situation where you're not going to be happy completely. For some of you guys as well, with some red flags that may have came up, you may have taken a break from someone due to the fact that you just can't put up with it anymore. That's for some of you. But let's go ahead and see more in depth what's going on here. What's going on with my Capricorns for September 14th through the 21st? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Capricorns for September 14th through the 21st. Capricorns. September 14th through the 21st. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. So the cards we have at the bottom of the deck, we have the Star card, the Queen of Wands, and the World. So for a lot of you, I am getting a sense of you trying to remain hopeful, trying to remain hopeful, really trying to remain positive when it comes to possibly a connection with an Aquarius. maybe even an Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. This doesn't have to be a romantic connection. This could just be people that are in your life. And with the World card, this could be like you wanting a new cycle of things just being better. And for some of you guys as well, you could be realizing as well, I already said that. You could be realizing that there were certain lessons that you're supposed to learn from those people. Okay, these people that may have came up in your life, whether it's those exact signs, it could just be those characteristics of these people showing up here. But nonetheless, I'm just getting a sense of you guys trying to heal from some sort of connection you may have had with somebody who you're very passionate about. And with this cycle closing, for some of you guys, like this relationship ending, or you learning the certain lesson you're supposed to learn from this connection with this person, I feel like a lot of you are taking some time right now to yourself, to be single and to work on yourself. And you could be still like regretting certain things that may have taken place within your relationship and still wanting to go back to that, okay? Now, what I do have for the energy coming into this week, I do have the Eight of Cups. And with the Eight of Cups, I'm getting a sense of you just emotionally being fed up with a lot of things. Like I said, wanting to walk away from a lot of shit that doesn't emotionally support who you are in this day and age. And it's like you want to find your own sense of fulfillment. And with this Eight of Cups being clarified by the Queen of Swords, you are really realizing what you need to cut out of your life here. Okay, this could be also you wanting to clear the air with somebody who you did walk away from, because there's some things that are not making sense to you, and you guys could be going back and forth about whether or not that's best. Now, last week's energy, I do have the Magician card. You guys are trying to manifest a level of change within your situation here. You also realized that the power was in your hands when it came to changing the circumstances you were in as well. You may have had some questions for somebody that you were dealing with, but you didn't know how to go about asking them. This could have been a Leo or an air sign, really any sign that you may have had questions for. You may have kind of reserved yourself from really speaking to this person now. For others of you, this is like you taking the powers into your own hands when it comes to manifesting some sort of idea or a project you have in mind, but you may have needed to do more research because you didn't know which way to go about it, okay? And you may have like tried to compose yourself when it came to jumping too quickly on anything. But what I am seeing for the guidance for this week, I do have the Five of Swords. With this is making sure you're not going back to any sort of situations here with people who are manipulative, people who say really nasty things just to like say nasty things to you, to get under your skin. This could even be just dealing with people who are just doing things to win at their own cost, if that makes sense. And this could be people you were in a relationship with, people who you had dealings with, okay? And you guys really do need to address also your negative thoughts and how they can be toxic to you and your growth and making the best decisions for yourself. Now, what I am seeing for the obstacle or challenge that may come up this week, I do have the Wheel of Fortune. With this could be you guys allowing things to work itself out. This could even be like you guys just being in the flow of times changing. Things are not the same, and you guys may want to make things right with a toxic relationship, but this is a huge burden. If you go back to it, it's going to be a huge burden, and it's not going to get any better. So you guys do need to allow things to work itself out the way it's supposed to. The divine is really in control at this point. Now, last card we have here for the outcome of this week, I do have the Emperor. We have the Emperor. So with the Emperor, you could be dealing with a Taurus or an Aries. But with this, if it's not, and this is you guys, I am seeing that you guys are going to take control of your life, and you will be putting things in order here. I also feel like you guys may be having anxiety possibly about money, or anxiety about, again, possibly a connection with somebody who is like your kid's father. This could be an earth sign, fire sign, water sign, really any sign. But I am seeing that some of you guys may still be in your feelings a little bit about a connection that you want to be successful. Especially if you have kids with this person. You thought it was going to be a lot better. But that's pretty much what I'm seeing here. I hope that I was able to give you some sort of guidance or clarity for what to expect for this week. If this did resonate, please make sure you like this video, comment below, and subscribe. And make sure you guys go ahead and put in your bookings if you are interested in booking an appointment with me. Okay, honey? And check out my Pick a Card channel. Check out my Patreon. And I will see my beautiful Capricorns in the next one. Bye, guys.